to you today about the new venture development course and also the second session. There are lots of things that I would love to talk to you about. So let me share my screen first. So yeah, so I'm going to talk to you about the lecture plan today, which is we're going to talk about a very important tool for entrepreneurship, for all startups, and also for large organizations. I will talk more about that. We will see what is the business model canvas. What is that tool that has been very popular for many, many years and has been used widely across small, medium-sized enterprises as well as multinationals and large organizations. We will talk about how to create the business model canvas in the context of this course, how to learn and what to learn about the 9 building blocks of the business model canvas. And how to use it, how to apply it really in real life, and how to iterate, what is the iterative process of building this business model canvas. We will talk about the adaptation of the business model canvas to new models, and that's the beauty of it. You will see that it is an agile tool, it's a very creative tool, and it's also very flexible. It allows you to redefine it, reshape it according to the environmental factors and according to what is happening in real life and what is changing as well. We will have some, at the end, we will conclude with some takeaways, and we will talk about the exciting plan for next week. So just to remind you and to recap, because this is our second session after the introductory session last week, your class have individual group business ideas. So everyone, each one of you will form a group and you will work together towards starting up a new business. So you will start from scratch by thinking about brainstorming a business idea. And today, this tool that we will talk about will help you to shape that and take it to the next level and next step. The business model canvas is a very useful tool to test the assumption that you are having about the business idea that you are going to develop with your colleagues. This week's session, we will use the business model to let you complete a rapid examination of the commercial feasibility of your business. Is it going to work? Is it going to be financially sustainable? What are these assumptions? And how can we develop it? And how can we think about it in the line of the 9 building blocks of the business model canvas that we will talk about today? Before next week, you will test these assumptions in the wild, meaning that your task is to go around your friends, relatives, call your old colleagues from the school, anyone that you meet, test these assumptions with them, because I always say, it starts with customers. That's why we will talk about design thinking in one of the lectures and in one of the classes. It all starts with customers. What does customers want? What do they want? What do they need? What they are looking for, rather than what we think that it will work for them. This is how it will how successful businesses, successful startups proceed and sustain its business, because it's a customer-centric approach to starting up a new business. This is what we will try to do in this semester. So next week, your group will present your business model canvas to the rest of the class. So next week is yours, and I will be the listener, and your colleagues are going to be the critiques of your business idea, but constructive critique and constructive feedback is what we are expecting next week. So I'm very looking much forward to this session. So throughout this journey, it's a very exciting journey, and I'm looking forward to embark on it with you this semester, as I did in the previous semesters as well and previous years. So I'm going to share with you some elements of this journey. So before you start with the business model canvas, you need to know what is going on and what will happen. We want to make this real. we want you by the end of this semester and by the end of this module to have a feasible business idea and to really actually start it after that. During your studies, after you finish, it's up to you. But the aim is to make this real. That's why we are going to help you throughout this semester by doing that. We'll offer seed funding, and that's the great news. Throughout our collaboration with the industry, we were able to succeed and secure a Boeing seed funding so that you can develop a prototype for your business idea that you will present towards the end of the semester in a Shark Tank kind of competition presentation. This presentation, usually we invite investors, bankers, entrepreneurs, CEOs of companies, people from the community and from the industry to come and listen to your business ideas, whether it's an app based, whether it's an actual restaurant or a company or physical products that they can see and give you feedback on. And that's why the panel always includes people from different places. For example, the person who was staying on the left, in one of the years she came, and she's a restaurateur who has her own nice restaurant because she was a BBC MasterChef winner in 2012. And lots of students, they actually come up with business ideas related to food, for example. So she gives very interesting feedback. We have CEOs of IT companies and so on. And we have also entrepreneurs in residence. So it was going to be a very interesting, exciting event. But before that event, you need to develop a prototype. And I'll give you some examples of the prototypes that people did before. So because sustainability is a very interesting point now and is a very, it's integrated in all businesses, one of the groups, they developed this, and it's the one group here on the bottom, they introduced the sustainable fashion, and they bought the hemp from India, imported it, and asked some tailors to sew some of the products, and they sold it before the event, and they actually got lots of profit just to showcase how they can develop and start a sustainable business, make it profitable and attractive. We have students who are interested in doing a restaurant. So they started this kind of restaurant business idea, and they developed prototypes similar to a menu that is very inclusive because it includes different things like for vegan, for gluten-free people, and for vegetarians. And it's kind of like environmentally friendly because everything is locally produced, organic, and also all the cutlery and everything is going to be, they are planning it to be environmentally friendly and disposable in a very environmentally friendly manner. We have also people who did some apps as well. So one of the students also, or one of the groups included or created the Switch, which is basically an app, and they have it already in the App Store, where people switch their own clothes. So instead of buying more clothes, wasting resources, they are actually now switching the things that they're having, and so on. So lots of lots of ideas, and you will not be alone. We will develop and will organize mentoring sessions with, again, people from the industry that comes and give you some feedback, constructive feedback, practical feedback on your business ideas. So such an exciting journey that I'm looking forward to it. But let's start now with our first tool, which is the business model canvas, so that we can put the ideas into a very structured way. So what is the business model canvas? Business model canvas basically describes the rationale of how an enterprise creates, delivers, and captures its value. It's a visual representation of how the company or how the enterprise will actually work. What is the value you're offering for customers? Why they are going to pay for your products or buy your products or use your service? Who are your customers? Who are your suppliers? Who are your partners that you need? What is the final outcome of it? And how are you going to communicate what you have and what you developed with your customers? What are the channels? And most importantly, how are you going to sustain this business financially? How are you going to gain money from it? So it's really interesting tool and very exciting tool. And one of the important things about it is that it really differentiates between success and failure of different organizations. It started, like years ago by when one of the students, PhD students, doctoral students, developed his dissertation on this tool. It's mainly a strategy tool to help companies to strategize all their decisions. And the supervisor, Yves, he was supervising the student, and both together they developed this business model canvas, which became a very popular tool. One thing that Yves was mentioning here, that while product innovation and process innovation are important aspects in entrepreneurship, having the right business model more often than not would make the difference between success and failure. What is the right business model? When I was preparing these slides, I remembered a very interesting example that I thought I will share it with you to show you, because we always share the success stories, the perfect examples, but behind this success and, behind the scenes, there are lots of also failed stories that we can learn from them and we can reflect on them. So I remembered this example, Planet Hollywood. Any of you remember Planet Hollywood? Know Planet Hollywood? Or have dined before in Planet Hollywood? If so, raise your hand. Very few people did. Simply, Planet Hollywood was a very good idea at the beginning. It was a restaurant, a burger restaurant mainly, that started in the West Coast, and in Hollywood. It was supposed to be a dining experience that offers this great experience for customers to go in the heart of Hollywood and look and find celebrities around. That was great, and it was mainly based on inspired by the glamour of Hollywood. So that was great success at that point, because in fact, lots of celebrities used to go there. So that was the beginning of it. At some point in my life, I lived in Hawaii. It was around 6 months. And the food there is like very nice, exotic, but sometimes also at some stage you crave burger. So I decided it was me, my husband at that point, and like my daughter, she was at a very young age. Now she's your age at university already. And we decided as a family to go and get burgers. The thing was, we didn't know whether Planet Hollywood was the right place or not for us, because the customer profile was not clear and it wasn't communicated clearly. Is it a place for couples, for partners? Is it a place for families? Is it a place with child friendly or not? Anyway, we decided to take the risk and just go to have our burger that we have been craving for some time. So we went there. And interestingly, when we entered the place, it was not what we expected, because it was really dark. And at that point, and that was natural, because it was based on like you were going into a studio, and you are in the studio, you are meeting celebrities. So it has this kind of environment and ambiance. But it didn't work for us, because my daughter at that time got scared. It was so dark. We cannot see the menu. We cannot see the food. We couldn't see much stuff. We said, okay, let's move on and just enjoy the nice dining experience. And then the food came. Food was overpriced, undercooked, and guess what? We didn't see any celebrities. So the whole value proposition of this was that you go meet celebrities, enjoy the atmosphere, but it didn't work in Hawaii because it's a different environment, it's a different atmosphere. When you look now at Planet Hollywood, the plan for Planet Hollywood was to expand and become a very big, name, very big franchises everywhere and so on. But because the value proposition was limited only to the dining experience, meeting celebrities, it worked so well in Hollywood, but it didn't work elsewhere. That's why it closed most of the restaurants. Now you will find when you Google it, like there are only like 6, companies or 6 restaurants in the whole world. So from that experience, I want you to reflect on the value proposition And to always think when we are talking about the different examples today about the customers, the service, the offers, and the value proposition is one of the most important things. So there are 9 building blocks for the business model canvas, and this is how it looks like. So the right-hand side talks about the desirability of the business. So who will desire this business? Who would be attracted to this business? Who are the customers? And what are the channels to communicate with these customers and share with them this products or service? The left-hand side talks about the feasibility of the business. So what actually are we doing? What are the key activities? What resources do we need in order to deliver this value to these sorts of customers? Who are the partners? Do we need to partner with anyone? And the bottom part, which is the cost and revenue, determines the viability of the business. If we decided to go for these activities, get these resources, partner with these people, deliver to those customers, and please those sorts of customers as well, how are we going to get the money, and whether the way and the cost structure that we're having will really sustain the business and help us to make profits or not? So this is the idea. So it's kind of like a holistic approach of understanding all the elements of the business. One-stop shop for your business idea and how it will work. And that is, again, the beauty of it. Let's go for an example now, have an example. So Amazon, what is the value proposition of Amazon? So let's think about an example. If you are decided, like you and your group of friends, to go to a hiking trip on the weekend, and it was like a just sudden decision, like let's go and have, like a go for a break and let's go hiking. Weather is great, let's go. The problem is it's a short notice for you, and you really need to buy hiking shoes, and you don't have one. So what are you gonna do now? So as a customer who is looking for something fast, of course you will go online shopping. But where to go? If you decided to go to a specific, very specialized hiking, like a shop, sports shop, which do like sells all this hiking material and hiking equipment, then it might have some limited supplies, and it might, have some limited also a range of things. So you need to go to a place that is online, very fast delivery. At the same time, it offers you a wide range of things, selection of goods, because maybe you're a little bit picky buyer, for example. But also you want it to be convenient because you are currently busy, you have some work, you have some assignments due, and you don't need to go to the shops and keep looking for different things. So you want something at your own convenience with getting these products. So it has to come home. Fast delivery, convenience, selection of goods, and competitive prices, because you might not enjoy the hiking trip and you might not use the shoes again. Or the boots, the hiking boots again. So you need something that combines all these things. And this is what Amazon is doing. But how are you going? What about Amazon? Like how they offer this value proposition? They need to have they do specific activities that are very well communicated to those customers who are looking for this value given from the product, from the company. But they need also to do lots of things behind the scene. And that's what we are planning to do now. I want you to watch this video together and think about, in groups, the task is, in groups, you will sit together after watching the video and think about how does Amazon use technology and use different activities to enhance its business model. So sit in groups now, try to look, if everyone just group now and sit together and then look at what is happening in Amazon and how actually what's happening behind the scenes leads to that. So let's watch this together.
These are my limited edition socks, and I'm going to be showing you just how easy it is to start a business on Shopify. Literally today.
Okay. So I'll give you 5 minutes to discuss what you have seen briefly, and in groups you can say, um, how does Amazon use technology and use other things also that was mentioned in the video to enhance its business model. Okay. At the heart of the, thanks so much for your contributions. Let's move on to the value proposition. Value proposition, again, is at the heart of what the business model is. It's the heart of everything. Once you identify what the business model is, once you identify what the value proposition is, everything else will flow. Everything else will come after. So it's very important to understand what your business is about and what value are you offering. Another example that is very interesting one, and everyone is talking about it, is Tesla's value proposition. And what makes Tesla different? Discuss in your group, another group activity now is discuss in your group what is Tesla's value proposition and how it differs from competitors based on the video that we are going to watch now together, so that now with these two examples and these two videos, it will make you think about the different companies and the different offerings and how the value proposition differs from one company to the other, although they are both very successful. And what are the key themes that we can gain out of it? Let's watch the video.
My dear, I want to apologize. I am sorry I have betrayed you. Too long I have served the wrong purpose. Too long I have disguised myself to please the powerful, like a buffoon in old king's court, denying the truth of whom I had become, the pale image of my previous self. I have violated your very core. I have fought too many useless wars, killed too many of my brothers, your very own children. My lungs and eyes are bleeding, where I have poisoned your air and soiled your water. So I've left the false comfort and opulence I was hiding in. I walked away from the ivory towers and the high concrete walls. I have crossed the seas and climbed mountains. Now I wander the roads of your youth. I want her to find the new me. I want her to find the old you. When I do, I will finally be home. And I will finally be free.
Repeating it again because it was at the beginning.
I want to apologize. I am sorry I have betrayed you. Too long I have served the wrong purpose. Too long I have disguised myself to please the powerful, like a buffoon in old king's court, denying the truth of whom I had become, a pale image of my previous self. I have violated your very core. I have fought too many useless wars, killed too many of my brothers, my very own children. My lungs and eyes are bleeding, for I have poisoned your air and soiled your water. So I've left the false comfort and opulence I was hiding in. I walked away from the ivory towers and the high concrete walls. I've crossed the seas and climbed mountains. Now I wander the old roads of your youth. I wander to find the new me. I wander to find the old you. When I do, I will finally be home. And I will finally be free. My dear, I want to apologize. I am sorry I have betrayed you. Too long I have served the wrong purpose. Too long I have disguised myself to please the powerful, like a buffoon. Okay. Not a third time, don't worry. It's just sometimes with the internet connection, these things happen. But it's short one, so yeah, so it's a very interesting video. I think it's philosophical. So now in groups, based on that video, discuss what is Tesla's value proposition based on the, the ideas and the philosophy behind the Tesla's offering. So that brings us actually to a very interesting point, which I'm very excited about because this is my research. This is everything that I'm doing in terms of research and publications. It is about the next point that is happening, that is coming, which is sustainability and social responsibility, circular economy. So all these things and all these concepts and all these kind of practices that are changing the ways the business models are created, the ways the business models are developed, the ways business models are operating. So even big companies and large corporations who are having specific value propositions, they are now kind of amending it a little bit, reflecting people's needs, people's awareness, customers' understanding of the role of the business in society and the role of the business in the environment. So one of the most important concepts that we need to know is about sticking to our knitting, which means that a company needs to know very well what is its value proposition, what is the things that they are offering to customers, and stay authentic to it, stay focused on it, and stay persistent and consistent with what they are doing to make sure that they are offering the value that they promise to offer for their companies and for the customers. That means that if your company is about offering experience for customers, socially responsible, environmentally products for the customers, fast delivery for the customers, reliable delivery like Amazon. So you need to stick to that and make sure that in everything in the, like in all the 9 building blocks of the business model canvas, you do all the activities based on that. An example is the partnership that happened between The Body Shop and L'Oreal. So
Body Shop was based mainly on the idea of offering consumers an environmentally friendly products and things that are, you know, across the whole supply chain. They respect the environment, they respect the society, no animal testing, all fair trade products, and all these kinds of amazing concepts. And it started very long time ago in the 1970s, when the words sustainability, social responsibility weren't that popular and weren't that you know, like influential like today. So what happens is that when they partnered together, L'Oreal were known for their not the same, not adhering to the same ethics and the same values and the same standards as the Body Shop. So what happened is that customers were very unhappy about it and they boycott the Body Shop. And that was really, this could be very dangerous for companies when they get the consumers confused. What is it the value? What is exactly the value proposition you're offering us? And how come you do different things and different activities that violates this? And this is what happened in that example. Other very positive examples about, you know, the sticking to the values and sticking to the knitting is the American Giant. American Giant is an American company and they are mainly selling everything online, but they have very limited products that they are offering and they sell. They basically say, we are not a mass production kind of company. We want to provide high quality products to our customers that are very socially responsible, very environmentally friendly, and we don't want mass production because this is not our ethos, this is not our values. We are not encouraging materialism. We are encouraging consumers to get few high quality products, and that's what's offering. So once they finish their stocks, that's it. They don't kind of keep producing, polluting the environment and so on. Has been always like that, will always be like that, because this is what the values are. Their values are. Real life example that I also thought I would share with you is a research project that I was involved in Turkey a few years ago. And we went to Turkey and we were looking at small businesses, sustainability and social responsibility activities, and how really the business model was shaped based on that. What activities they are doing, what kind of considerations that they are having to make sure that what they are offering is authentic, organic, socially responsible throughout the way. So we visited some companies, we visited some boutique hotels, and that was an example of one of the farms that was producing very local produce, organic vegetables and fruits, bread, and everything was made in a way, the production, the supply, the storage, and even the shopping and for the customers is all based on these values, that we are always consistently offering you things that are handmade. We don't use pesticides. That's why, for example, when they offer the vegetables, they offer the boxes that they have and they send it to customers and they say, this is what we are producing this season, for example. It doesn't matter what's in the box. And customers are happy with that because they don't try to use any modifications, for example, genetical modifications, so that they can get the cucumbers in the winter or in summer, or pomegranates in different seasons and so on. The customers know that, they value that, and that's why they are sticking with them. Breads and all the flour-based activities, they are made in a specific way, specific ovens. They don't want to use anything that is pollutant. Very inspiring, very exciting examples. We went also to another company, which is called Yearlem, and they sell organic stuff as well. And as you can see here on the left-hand side, everything is handmade. Their products are amazing, amazing, like the taste and everything. It's as if they are coming just fresh from the, from the fields. And they do everything, as you can say, very traditionally. And we said, like, you need to really export that to UK, to US, to different places, because it is amazing. They said, we would never do that because otherwise we will not be able to stick to what we promised. That means that we will need to put preservatives, that we will need to use pesticides, because our suppliers are expecting olive oil this season, or they're expecting pomegranate marmalade this season, or jam, which we cannot offer. So it will not affect. Our business model is based on specific activities and things. If, you know, like the value proposition that we are offering, you know, like changed, our customers, we will lose our customers, and that is the most important thing. And they have like a museum that they gain money from it, like talking about the cultural heritage and how the traditional ways of producing products is totally different and very very harming to the environment and to the, you know, the customers as well. This is the final example. It's a very cute example as well, in fact, because it is a boutique hotel that have very limited rooms. And these rooms are usually booked in advance, a year in advance at least. And they said, we don't want to expand. We don't want to build more. This is the hotel, and this is what we have, and these are the rooms, because people who stay in the hotel, they go to our restaurant, they buy, they try all the meals are made from our local produce and our farms. And they were featured in TripAdvisor, and they are really very popular. And they said, like, you know, like we can expand and go to different parts in Turkey, but this is not our values. This is who we are. This is who will stay, how we will stay. And it really shows lots of respect to those people who are, you know, sticking to the values and sticking to what they are offering to consumers. So you can see that when customers' values shifts, value proposition can also be adapted. So now with all the environmental issues that we are having, with the inequalities that we are facing, with all the things that's going on, we hear it all the days, every day, people became more aware of the responsibility and the social responsibility, environmental responsibility of companies and the role in societies. That's why within the business models, companies, large companies, small companies are changing what they are doing, are amending the different building blocks in the business model canvas. That's again the beauty of the business model canvas. It's agile and it is very adaptable and it is very flexible. Lots of companies, entrepreneurs like them yourselves, are starting even businesses in the sharing economy domain, or in the social entrepreneurship domain, sustainable entrepreneurship domain, sharing economy or circular economy, like Switch, this group that created, you know, exchanging and switching clothes. We see now there is a revolution going on among entrepreneurs. They are looking at opportunities and businesses that really can be financially sustainable, achieving the triple bottom line, but at the same time, they are socially responsible, environmentally friendly. Lots of examples that I will share with you now. These companies are creating what is called zebra companies. So what are the zebra companies? Who are the zebra companies, do you think? If you go to Vivox and type the missing ID and choose one of these things, is it a fast-growing company? Are the zebra companies that is now any one of you could be a zebra company? Are they the companies that are both black and white? They are for profit and for a cause at the same time? Are they purely for profit companies? Who are the zebra companies? Okay, I can see that everyone now is almost 90% are choosing the second option, which is are both black and white. They are for profit and for a cause. And that concept, that's true, because people are more aware of what is going on and the role of society. Even multinational companies, large corporations that have been established forever, they are changing their suppliers, the products they are using, the different building blocks in the business model canvas. Adidas, they sold 1 million shoes made from ocean plastic. They are changing the material that they are using. Large corporations and large companies, even in the fashion industry, H&M, Zara, all these kind of big brands, they are now changing. Instead of being like fast fashion industry, they are even now amending the business model canvas and amending what they are offering. And they are introducing organic lines. They are introducing very more sustainable lines, green lines, and so on. this is an example of a small company in the UK called Elvis and Chrissy. And in fact, I had the pleasure of meeting Chrissy at some point and interviewing her as well. So Elvis and Chrissy, they decided also to start this business based on in the circular economy, where they use existing materials like the fire hoses that get disposed of after 50 years because they are not safe anymore by firefighters to use, and they turn this into amazing, beautiful products, wallets, belts, handbags. And they said, like, you know, and they partnered with the fire departments. They give them 50% of the profit. At the same time, the rest of the profit, they take it for themselves to sustain the business. And they said there are lots of opportunities and examples of wasted material that we actually can reuse it. And they now expanded to leather. They go to leather factories, take all the leather waste and make with it beautiful rugs, beautiful placements and stuff like that. So very beautiful stuff. A final example that I would share with you, and I want also to do a group exercise while I'm sharing that example, is the Divine chocolate. So I got you today the chocolate. It's very interesting story and they are very nice chocolates. So what you will do now is that you will sit together in group, you will taste the chocolates. So you will have here around 12 chocolates. So I got some few more boxes here. And what you will do is that you will try to, we will taste this chocolate while you are enjoying your chocolate. You will, I want you to search about the company. And the question is, what is the value proposition of this company and how they worked the 9 building blocks based on this value proposition and around the value proposition they are offering. With this company as well, one of the things that they are doing is that this is a company that is co-owned by the farmers. So all the decisions of where that company or where the money is coming from or is where the money will go to, it is a joint decision by the company, by the farmers, by the suppliers. So if they want the money to go towards enhancing, for example, the quality of the lives of the farmers, then this would happen. Building schools, better health insurance, building infrastructure, better infrastructure, roads, anything that they prefer, because they are sitting in the board of advisors. I also had the pleasure of interviewing Sophie Tranchel. She is based in London, and in one of the research projects that I'm involved with about social entrepreneurship, because it acts as a social enterprise, but this chocolate is sold everywhere in really like high-end places and with very competitive prices as well. But imagine the success of this company where it serves the triple bottom line, very tasty, nice chocolate. You will enjoy it. That has different flavors as well. And at the same time, the money that goes back to the community, the development of the community. The more chocolate you buy, the more chocolate you consume, the more chocolate you use, and they sell, the more the better communities they develop. And they expanded in different places in Africa as well. So they started in one country and then they expanded because that was a great success. So the impact not only wasn't only limited to one community, but different communities. An example of an excellent a company that is really integrating the triple bottom line approach into their value, into the business model canvas and into their operations. So I will leave you for 5 minutes, enjoy the chocolate, discuss the case, see what activities they are doing, just browse the internet and just do some kind of research. And then I'll go around and see what sort of things you came up with. So thanks so much for the contributions. So the final takeaways are from this session. We learned what the business model canvas is, what the 9 building blocks of the business model canvas, how these building blocks are related, new models, and we now explore new models evolving from business model canvas, which leads us to the final point, which is how to create a socially and environmentally aware enterprise. That's why in the rest of the semester, I will hope to see integration of all these values, as all these kind of considerations to the environment, to the society in your business ideas. An excellent book reference for the business model canvas is the Business Model Generation, and the authors are the supervisor and his student who introduced this very interesting tool, very insightful and very useful tool. Thank you so much for listening, and I am looking forward to see your projects and all the developments of the ideas next week. This is the tasks that you need to do. You need to create a baseline business model canvas based on your group business ideas, as we discussed. If necessary, rapidly iterate different versions until next week. Some assumptions might be wrong, some assumptions might be feasible. Keep it, change what is needed based on, again, the what you will talk about with your with your friends, with your colleagues. Note that real testing depends on engaging with real potential customers. There is a difference between what we think will work and what will actually work. This is not trivial and requires time, requires team commitment, requires buy-in, and requires a little bit of effort. Approach this as if you were in a strategy meeting, because, as I mentioned, the business model canvas looks at all the strategic decisions in the business. That is it for me today, and I hope you enjoyed this session as much as I enjoyed it. Looking forward to next week, and thank you so much for listening. Have a lovely day.